So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Text number, which one? Oops. Text number 3, no? Yes or no? Oh, that's a very heavy verse today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Ayo Bhagavadam Parirabdha Kandharo. Raho Mantrair Apa Krishta Chetana Nakalaram Ho Bubudhe Duratyayam Divanisheti Pramada Parigraha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Queen Puranjani embraced the king, and the king also responded by bracing her shoulders. In this way, in a solitary place, they enjoyed joking birds. Thus, King Puranjana became very much captivated by his beautiful wife and deviated from his good sense. He forgot that the passing of days and nights meant that his span of life was being reduced without profit. Purport. The word Pramada in this verse is very significant. A beautiful wife is certainly enlivening to her husband, but at the same time is the cause of degradation. The word Pramada means enlivening as well as maddening. Generally, a householder does not take the passing of days and nights very seriously. A person in ignorance takes it as the usual course that they come. And after the days, the nights come. This is the law of material nature. But a man in ignorance does not know that when the sun rises early in the morning, it begins to take away the balance of his life. Thus, the day after day, the span of one's life is reduced. And forgetting the duty of human life, the foolish man simply remains in the company of his wife and enjoys her in a secluded place. Such a condition is called Apakrishta Chetana, or degraded consciousness. Human consciousness should be used for elevation to Krishna consciousness. But when a person is too much attracted to his wife and family affairs, he does not take Krishna consciousness very seriously. He thus becomes degraded. not knowing that he cannot buy back even a second of his life in return for millions of dollars. The greatest loss in life is passing time without understanding Krishna. Every moment of our lives should be utilized properly, and the proper use of life is to increase devotional service to the Lord. Without devotional service to the Lord, the activities of life become simply a waste of time. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Shrama eva hi kevalam means simply useless labor. Simply by becoming dutiful, we do not make any profit in life, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma svanushtita pumsam vishvaksena katha suyaha not padaya yadim ratim shrama eva hi kevalam. If after performing one's occupational duty very perfectly, one does not make progress in Krishna consciousness, it should be understood that he has simply wasted his time in valueless labor. Vanity karma. Huh? Ganesh, you read that book, Vanity Karma?
I read only introduction.
You had read only introduction. Om Jnana Timirandasya Giranjana Shalaka Chaksham Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Krishna Vishnu Vishnu Swami Nityanamani Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachanda Visheshna Vishnu Vishnu Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vitagadara Shri Guru Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this chapter is entitled, this is chapter 27, Canto 4, Attack by Chandrabhega on the city of King Puranjana. Whew, that's like very heavy. It's gonna be very heavy chapter. You know, what is this? I think Chandrabhega represents the time, and we're discussing time now, Chandrabhega, and the city of King Puranjana. What did we say the city is? Who remembers? Anybody knows what is the city of King Puranjana? Yes, behind. It's a body, it's our body, our own body, his body. It's a city with 9 gates, no? And we're doing so many things to protect this city, right? We're building a big fortifying walls, we're putting the barbed wire, we are digging the moats around, no? That's also one of type of fortification or measure against any attack. You put the water around your fort, no? It's more difficult. In some places here in India, they have a big iron spikes coming out of the door or places, you know, so that elephants cannot break it. And think of so many various kinds of things, you know. They have some kind of storage with oil, hot burning oil. If somebody tries to attack, then you know they pour it down on attackers. In so many ways, we try to fortify the city, no? So many ways. There's so many different means. Anyway, we don't have to expand the analogy. There's so many things people do in war, trying to defend their fortresses. Even, you know, again, try to dig beneath and come on, you know, like so many things. That was done mostly during the Middle Ages. And then they would try to engage engineers that by hearing or vibrations, they try to understand where the digging takes place, and, you know, like then wait for those fellows to come and all kinds of things. So many different types of endeavors are there, and we are also making so many types of endeavors to protect this body, no? To protect the fortress, to protect this body. Trying to protect the body, and you're trying to embellish body, you're trying to beautify the body, no? Trying to make it, because you're thinking I'm the body. You go and see all these fortresses, especially in Rajasthan. There's some more left over here in Maharashtra. They're all broken down. Heavy fights took place there also, but they build a very huge fortresses. You may say almost impenetrable, but what happened in the end? They all succumb one way or the other. And so many rulers went and, you know, came and went. came and have been gone. So this is the nature. All the fortresses have been destroyed and abandoned. There's so many. There's one nice one, big one. It's in Chittorgarh. Mirabai, no, she was there. There's a temple where she worshipped Vishnu. That fortress was also sacked by one sultan. He came as a big fight, but they couldn't hold upon it, and then he ran over. So there's so many fortresses. So what is that force that comes and attacks the fortress? What is that force that comes and it's attacking body? Every moment. That force, it's called the time. The time, I am the destroyer of the universe. Cannot stop the passage of time. Actually, Prabhupada in the purpose, he says, hey, who stole the clock? Where is our time? We have to be conscious. That's the whole point. Time, it's passing. We have to be conscious how it's passing. Yeah? We cannot allow Maya to steal our clock. By Maya, we think time is not passing. Time is passing. Time is passing. We better be conscious of it. No? We better be aware of it. No? Otherwise, time will pass, and then, oh, what happened? There are three types of people. You know this? There are three types of people. There are some people which make things happen. There are some people that make things happen. Then there are people who see things happen. And then the last type are people who say, hey, what happened? Gaurav, you didn't get that? Note it down. Don't be in that last category. Wondering, hey, what happened? What happened? You understood what happened? No. So better make things happen, or maybe you can see things happen, but don't be the last one. What happened? What happened? Yes, it's happening. Every moment is happening. Every moment is passing very swiftly. Ayurharati vaim pumsam udayastan chayana sautasya tirkshananita uttamasloke vartaya. That by every rising and setting, the sun decreases the duration of life, except one who utilizes his time by discussing topics of the absolute truth. So, can we stop the time? There's a saying, time and tide waits for no one. Wait a little bit. No, there's no waiting. There's no waiting. They pass. Time and tide waits for no one. We have no influence over it. The only thing that we can do is try to be conscious of it. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, one of the subjects is the time. Time, passing of the time. You have to understand every moment you're wasting your time if you're not engaging it in Krishna service. And you won't get more than what you're allotted. You won't get more than that. So Prabhupada gives that example of one person when he was in Allahabad, living there, doing his business. There was one man, he came to doctor and he prayed, he pleaded, he said, I'll give you so much money, please extend my life for 4 more years. I still have to complete this, and this. Did you ever felt that whatever you have done in your life, now you're fully satisfied and happy and that's it? Anyone here like that? Or every time you still think, no, I still have to do this, I still have to do that. Because that's the nature of material existence. It's never satiating, it's never satisfying. But if we don't use that time in Krishna's service, then it's all wasted. Like it's here. There's no, simply by becoming beautiful, Prabhupada said, we do not make any profit in life. What is it? It's simply waste of time. Without devotional service to the Lord, activities of life become simply waste of time. So what is the use of just being beautiful? just being beautiful and performing so many things which have nothing to do with Krishna. It's waste of time. Because next life you will be also beautiful. You'll be forced to be beautiful in so many ways. You will forcefully and dutifully have to go to school. You will forcefully and dutifully be forced to do some job. You will forcefully and dutifully have to, entertain your wife. Yeah, just like I heard one boy. Yeah, he's not coming, so actually I didn't see him for quite a while now. And I heard that, his girl, it's not allowing him to come here. She wants him only for herself. So he has to dance the way she's singing. And what can be done? So one will dutifully and forcefully have to be engaged somehow by the force of time. If one is not engaged in Krishna's service. Oh, so same thing is going on here. Queen Puranjani embraced the king. Once you're embraced, it's not easy to break, from that embrace. Yeah, it's not easy to switch that off. No, it's not easy, but it has to be done. Now, when you're embraced, it's like that's a heavy embrace. That's like really a fatal embrace. They have this. They call it Iron Maiden. It's with the spikes, certain type of embrace. It's a maiden, like here, the queen, the maiden. And then you're pierced through. You lose all your blood in the form of semen, and it's gone. And you're completely helpless. You're finished. So there's so many different types of embrace that Maya keeps on arranging for those who are foolishly trying to exploit her. And she said, yes, sure, great, fine. You embrace me and I'll embrace you. And you cannot break through that embrace. And you actually are longing for that embrace. As I said, those who are embracing so much, and at the end of the life, fifth canto explains, then they're forced to embrace hot iron form, either of a man or a woman. Because you're so fond of embracing, then you embrace this. And then when you're sticking to something that's hot, then what happens? Your skin peels off, no? You have that experience? It's pretty heavy. Even hot or cold, it doesn't matter. Both ways. Be careful. So, in the hellish planetary systems, there is that description of those who were fond of embracing. That's heavy, The Yamadutas, they tie you to that iron, burning form of a woman or a man. And you have to embrace it. It doesn't matter, woman or a man. But anyway, whichever one you choose nowadays, so people are so liberal. You will get both forms. Any form. As all variety exists there also, So you will have your desires fulfilled. That's not an issue about it. And you have to embrace. Did you ever, sometimes I see, there's sometimes some trees. Ever seen that? It's so interesting. You see some trees, and they're like kind of, twisted along. They're like, together, like kind of clustered together and then winded up. You see, and it's amazing. They're different type. They're not same type. They're two different trees, and they kind of do like this. Amazing. Who knows what these people have been doing last life? No, they were so embraced together. Now they took another form. and they manifest it in such a way. It's karma. It's really it's very interesting. Yeah. Because tree, what is it said that you become a tree when? Of course, there might be different reasons, but one of them it's also when you don't wear clothes. No, you like to expose your body. How do you know? Oh, okay. So then such kind of partners or whatever it might be, they're so attached to each other, then they take that kind of form, and they still remain together. Like a very interesting phenomenon. So anyway, this embrace here, you see, it's a fatal embrace. King is embracing queen, and queen is embracing king in a very intimate way, solitary place, and they're enjoying joking words. No. You may enjoy jokingly, very much on the phone. Mostly nowadays this is going on, flirting on the phone. And it's amazing what kind of imaginary universe is manifested from that. So many sweet words being spoken. What about this, what about that, and about this, and about that. And one becomes completely covered in illusion, forgetting how time is passing. Forget how time is passing. Really, where is our time? Somebody stole the time. That's like that joke, Sardarji Parabach gaya. Kanish, go and get that clock. So, who stole the time? Nobody stole the time. Time is there, but Maya has covered it. Maya has covered it. Time is passing. It's inevitable. This is why, lower planetary systems, there is no concept of time. That's described. There's no concept of time. It's Bila Svarga. It's better than Svarga Loka. They have better enjoyment than Svarga Loka. But they don't understand how time is passing. They absolutely lose any conception of passing of the time. There is no sun. There's no sun. It's just like here, you have artificial lighting. Or sometimes they have the nagas and jewels on their heads. They're reflecting light and like these things. Or they have artificial. All this comes from lower planetary systems. Anyway, this electricity and thing. Maya Danava had electrified the city surrounded by electric wire. We were talking about fortifications of the body and this, and so he had electricity. Bijli. Bijli, there's that shop, Bijli Vatika. I love you every time. Bijli Vatika. So, electricity, they have electricity, and therefore, because there is no sun, they have no sense of passing of the time. You see, that's a mercy for us. At least we see sun, day, there may be some consciousness is there. Another day is lost. I remember when I was in primary, secondary school, every day you have to write a date or something, or every day some or other the date is changing, or you're very conscious of dates. And how the time is running, 1 year, another year, another year, another year, another year, another year. Where is it going? But you don't worry when it is going, but you start worrying when you pass 20, 30. When is it going then? Then it doesn't look nice. Then you want to stop it. You want to slow it down. You don't want to think about it. But still it keeps on going. Yeah? Like I said many times, I'm just thinking, what's my age? I can't believe it. How it's possible? How it's possible? So much time has gone. Where? For what? It's gone, it's finished. You can't take it back. And you can't think about, you can think, but you can't bring those things back that you've experienced. It's gone, it's finished. Dealings, relationships, people. I can think about certain people, I didn't see them for decades. Where are they now? What they're doing? You can't bring it back. It's gone, it's finished. That's the power of time. We have no influence over this. Extremely powerful. So sometimes it can be very depressive also when you start thinking about different relationships, as I said. It's finished. can't bring it back anymore. So that is the power of unstoppable time. So therefore these living beings who are down there in Vilasvarga, they have no control. Neither they're conscious of the time. But similarly, what is also interesting, demigods are more conscious of time. They have their Uttarayan, right? Because yesterday Uttarayan started. The demigods woke up, no? For 6 months there will be a day. Another 6 months there will be a night. But even they're not so much conscious of time because they're so intoxicated by sense gratification. They're so intoxicated. Of course, in Vilasvarga it's even worse because, as we said, there is no sun there. It's all in the caves of the Bhumandala. So many things going on. Enormous caves, they said they're 10 by 10,000 yojanas. That's huge. That's huge. But it's all within the planet, so to say, within the earth, roller earth. And they have no thoughts. There's so much intoxication going on. There's so much enjoyment going on. And the time flies, and the time flies. Yeah. And then when your time is over, then it's over. Just like it said, demigods also, same thing. When your time is over and you just drop, you're just thrown out of the heavenly planets. It's over. That's it. You're just out. You know, like sometimes you have some experience with the ants. Have some experience with the ants, and then somehow some ant may step upon something, and you pick it up. Let's say it gets on your cloth or something, and you get away from that place, and that ant is gone. It's gone. It's just gone from that place. Because you might go anywhere. Sometimes it happens. Like I said, sometimes you are in a holy place, and then you find some ant once you come back to Mumbai or something like this. It happened a few times. Maybe you carry some Mahaprashadam or something, or from Vrindavan it comes. So unfortunate. From the holy Dham it came here. Terrible karma. Terrible karma. But it happens. And then where is this ant? What about other ants? He has no association anymore with those ants that he used to associate. It's gone. It's just taken away. Haribol, never to have anything to do with any rest of those. It's gone. It's finished. Or you just pick up one for whatever reason or something, whatever, from one place to another. It's gone. It's finished. Yeah. So in the same way, the demigods, which are enjoying life in a certain way, at some point they're just picked up and they're gone. They're finished. They're placed somewhere else. That's it. Time is over there. And then once they realize this is what the description follows, then they start crying. Then it's over, you know. See how it ends? You enjoy so much, 10,000 years of life, enormous enjoyment, unimaginable enjoyment. You're so intoxicated, you have no idea about passing of day, passing of night, nothing. You have no idea about anything. You're just enjoying. And then end. That's it. And then the person you have enjoyed, when you're taken away, then that person finds someone else immediately. They don't waste time. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. You thought maybe you meant something to them. That's a good joke. They're like nowadays, oh, my girlfriend, we mean so much to each other. We are so inseparable. You know, like sometimes husband dies or something, immediately, like after 2 days, she's with someone else because he was already her paramour for years, you know. They already knew each other for a long time before the husband passed. So in heavenly planets, immediately that Apsara is with someone else. Because they don't care whom they're going to be with. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then when one realizes this and he's falling down, he starts crying. And then the Rakshasas take over his body because he's passing through Antariksha region. That's between moon and the sun. That's called Antariksha region. And that's the residence of Rakshasas. They resided. Bhuvar. We are on Bhu, then Bhuvar, Svarg. So between Svarg and Bhu, there is Bhuvar. And then when the body is falling down, that those Rakshasas tear that body for their breakfast. And that's what a demigod is experiencing while falling down. And they eat up his body. And that tear of such a disappointment and tear of that pain experiencing being torn apart, then the tear enters into the cloud, and that tear mixes with the rain, and then into the grain, and that's how the soul gets, it's a whole cycle. So what a life. Life of so much enjoyment to be devoured by Rakshasas and end up back again where you came from. You know, that's life. That's life. And we're not conscious of it. Why? Because we're not conscious of time. We're not conscious how time is passing. What are we doing with this time? Yeah. And this here, see, king, he completely, they're so much captivated by, he's captivated by his beautiful wife. And he said here, devoid of his good sense, common sense, good sense, is completely lost. When you're fallen in lust, you're completely lost. Completely lost of anybody or anything else. Just completely bewildered by that illusory potency reflected through any opposite gender. So he said that he forgot of passing of days and nights. Meant that his span of life was being reduced without profit. So that means you didn't gain anything. You think you're enjoying, but when you enjoy, you're expending your karma. He just expended his karma. And what was his profit? Nothing. Just more suffering. Because it's so much worse when you're enjoying, right? And then you expend this. No more. No more. And you can't have it anymore. And then you suffer. Either you suffer because of bad karma, but you suffer also because you don't have good karma anymore. You don't have good karma. I know a few people who were very wealthy. They were wealthy and they lost their wealth. What a suffering. And they always think, oh, how I was wealthy. What's the use? What is the use? You can keep on dreaming about it. What is the use? And then it's so much suffering. They lost, or they had certain position or something. They lost it. So much suffering. So you're enjoying, you think you can keep on enjoying forever. Of course, this enjoyment is not really an enjoyment. There are two very interesting stories in Srimad Bhagavatam told about two different kings. I think both are pretty much in the same line. Maybe not, but I'm not sure. Yayati is in whose line? Is it Soma or it's Surya? But in Kuru dynasty, which was Purudava and Urvashi, you read those chapters. I mean, those we should discuss. Wow. Purudava and Urvashi, they were sporting on the Simhachalan mountain. Anybody went to Simhachalan? No? Visakhapatnam? Maybe one day we'll go again. So they were sporting there, and the time was passing like this. And then Pururava lost Urvashi. Urvashi was the best of the Apsaras. She was created by Narayana. And no other Apsaras could compare to her. She was just unparalleled. And he was so attached to her, but she left him. See, that's the point. She just left him. She said, okay, enough, She left him. And he couldn't live anymore practically. He was so despondent. And the time is passing, the time is running. You cannot bring the time back, and then all your life it's wasted. What are you supposed to do in the human form? You're supposed to realize who you are. You're supposed to develop your relationship with Krishna, but what are you doing? You're developing a relationship with Maya. And no profit. No profit. You gain nothing out of this. Absolutely nothing. What is the use? Now you can be thinking, oh, I enjoyed so much. Now you're suffering even more because you can't have it anymore. It's even greater suffering now when you don't have it. And then another story of Yayati, King Yayati. he even asked his son. Time passed so far, he became old, and then he asked his son, please give me your youth. I'm still not satisfied. And none of his sons wanted to give him their youth. He said, but we are also young, we are just, how will it? And then he cursed them. Except the youngest one, he traded his youth. He said, okay. And then even then, still he wasn't satisfied. Even then he enjoyed further. He wasted even his son's, duration of youth. Even then he wasn't satisfied. And that's when there is the famous statement in Bhagavatam. This is just like the lust, lust is like a fire. No matter how much ghee you pour onto it, it will never become satisfied. It will never become satisfied. So then he finally became disgusted with everything and went to forest to, meditate and focus his life on Supreme Personality of Godhead. So no matter what it is, you see that this type of sense enjoyment, this type of bewilderment, this type of illusion of beautiful wife and handsome husband, it's maddening. It's certainly enlivening to them. It's enlivening. What is enlivening? Mode of passion, it's enlivening. Yes, when you're in tamas, mode of passion, it's enlivening. No? Just the other day, somebody asked me a question, how do you get out from the tamas, when you're feeling dull, lazy, indolent, How do you get out of the tamas? Well, you have to bring yourself to the mode of passion a little bit. It's not going to work jumping into mode of goodness because you won't be able to come to mode of goodness. So when you feel tamasic, and what you do, you have to jump. You have to jump. You have to have some kirtan. You have to, something rajasic, a little bit, or enthusiastic something. That's a little bit different form of, it's not exactly a rajas, but doing something enthusiastically, wake up a little bit, like shake yourself up, do some exercise, jump a little bit, do something, get in a little passion. Then you can, being a little conscious, then you can come to mode of goodness. So wake yourself up. So yes, it's enlivening. People are so much in tamas, especially by their consciousness nowadays. So they need the rajas to wake up, from all the tamas. It's enlivening, but it said here, it's the cause of degradation. Pramada word, enlivening, means also, it's the same, that's interesting with Sanskrit, see here. See, pramada, it's long A at the end, means enlivening as well as maddening. Enlivening and maddening. That's a mode of passion. A person in ignorance take it as usual course that the days come and after the days the nights come. You see how foolish we are. We think yes, days comes, night comes. We don't understand. Time it's been taken. You can't get it back. That's the law of material nature. Yeah. You can claim ignorance. You can't claim ignorance. You can't claim ignorance. Said that foolish man simply remains in the secluded place with his wife. Yeah, that's such condition. It's called apakrishta chetana, or degraded consciousness. So he does become degraded. He doesn't take the Krishna consciousness. What is the use? I've seen so many times, boys come here, many times they get married, you don't see them again. Degraded consciousness. They enjoy each other. And that enjoyment is not forever. And what? Then you wasted your 10, 20, 30 years, whatever. It's gone. You wasted it. Can't get it back. And then what kind of Krishna consciousness can you have? Later, because of some good impressions, hopefully something might be awakened. But what is it then? And then you're simply busy working, getting money. You're so trapped, you're so embraced now by Maya, which doesn't let you go. You're so chained in so many ways. Shackles, that's why I said the shackles of life. And you can't do anything. You just have to work hard to get money to maintain that griha. And Maya won't let you go. The woman won't let you go. Nothing will let you go. You have to stay and suffer and work hard. And neither you would let it go. That's also another thing. I know one Prabhupada disciple, he told, that, he had so many plans because he has been doing Sankirtan traveling earlier. And he had desire, he wanted to travel and preach and everything. Till now it didn't happen. When I heard it, more than 20 years passed. It's not easy. It's not easy to break away from the family attachment. It's not easy to break away. And you won't be allowed. Even then, if you wake up and you want it, you won't be allowed. That is Maya. That is Maya. Within Krishna consciousness also to some extent. But you won't be allowed. You won't have strength. You won't be able to do it. Even if there is some good sense behind. So it's not easy. It's not easy. It's extremely binding. So how to have that proper consciousness? That's why we have to be conscious of time. We have to be conscious every moment. We are wasting our time if we are not using it for Krishna consciousness. We should not waste the time. Somehow or other being conscious of that. Don't waste time. You won't get it back. Just imagine, you end your life and then you figure out, if I would have, if I would have been a little bit more Krishna conscious, I would have been going back to God. But I'm not. And now again I have to take birth again. Whoa. Wouldn't that be a devastating thing? Wouldn't that be a devastating thing? Because of some ridiculous reason or for some ridiculous lack of qualification, you have to take birth again? Yeah. Just remember there was one very powerful boxer, and he was challenging someone for the world championship title or something like this. And then because he was challenging, so he had to perform a little more than usual. And he was almost there. And at the end, when it was, whatever the voting results came or this and that, whatever judges said, he was just missing for few points or something very small, no? Something very insignificant. And later on he said, if I would have knew that it's only that much, how much more effort I would have been done. And he could have done it, but he didn't. He didn't. And he lost. Yeah. And he lost. So if we would have known, actually we should know, just make a little more extra effort. Don't wait it till the next life. I would be such foolish. You come back here again, go to school again, suffer again, go through all this stuff. I mean, I can't conceive of it. Why would you want to go through all of this again and again and again and again? Yeah. It just takes a little bit more. Why don't we become serious about Krishna? Just a little more it's lacking. And like sometimes people go for these exams and they get, just few points are missing, few marks are missing, and they could have, pass or something. Just like our Rasparan, he was forced by parents to go for this IIT, and he missed for 2 points only. But he said, I didn't study at all. It was pretty sharp that time. I mean, maybe I was like, he missed for 2 points. And then parents freaked out and they forced him to study and do it again. And then he completely blew it. It didn't work. So you miss for a few points. Of course, that's a material example. But how do you feel after that? No, they just whole frenzy about it. Ah, yes, you could do it, but then now you should do it, or something. Yeah. And then you try not to waste time. You try how much you have to study, a whole day long. Gaurav, how much did you study? How many hours? Average. Where we were preparing for exam. 12, 13 hours. My God, 12, 13 hours. I mean, I can't stay awake 12, 13 hours. I studied 12, 13 hours. No, I'm joking. Amazing, no? What a suffering, And then because you didn't study, let's say 13 and a half hours, and then you failed, then you feel, I made so much endeavor, and then for what? No? For what? I know one devotee here, I want to tell you, 20 times he went for CA exam, 20 times. And he didn't pass. Yeah, that's my God, yeah. What a waste of time and energy, you know. Could have been chanting Hare Krishna Mantra. So don't waste time. Don't be in Maya. Time is running. You can't stop it. It's running. You already look at what's your age? You're already, you know. What do you think? It's going to get better? Nothing's going to get better. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Use whatever energy you have. Use whatever time you have in Krishna consciousness, as much as possible. And don't be bewildered by some embrace, thinking, yes, you're embraced so that you can't, you're shackled. That's the point. You're shackled by lust. And you'll only have to dance according to the lust demands and dictates. That's not nice. That's disgusting. That's so terrible, you know, and when the lust is pressing you and then you feel like so agitated. Is that a nice feeling? You're such a slave, you're such a dancing dog. So terrible. So better to be Krishna conscious, better to be free and be Krishna conscious and become serious about, you know, the spiritual practice. Okay, time is running. Any comments or questions on this? And we'll see what King Puranjana did next time. Yes.
I like to be, there was a boy, he was giving attempt like 8 to 10 attempts, and after that he got the degree.
Okay.
He passed, and he immediately got married because his affair was already going on.
Yeah.
And to get married.
Yeah. Get trapped more. Of course, that's the qualification to get married. No? She wouldn't marry him before. Yes.
Will you just say that devotee does not waste time at all?
Yes, that's what Prabhupada never wasted time. Pure devotee never wasted time. You just don't waste the time. Why would you waste the time? You know, Krishna is the time. You use the time for Krishna. Every moment could be in Krishna conscious.
So a practitioner or like sadhana can do that.
So that's what we have to endeavor for. Prabhupada said we should all become pure devotees. Yesterday on the terrace, who said Rameshwar Prabhu? No, he said, Prabhupada said, all my disciples are pure devotees. Who said they're not pure devotees? Who can dare to say? So it's a matter of time. That's also a matter of time, but it's a fact. As long as you're practicing this process, you're going to become pure devotees. But practice the process. Anything else? Yes.
It would be like when someone comes to Krishna consciousness and he gets a nice experience and like Krishna, all this.
Okay. Somebody gets nice experience in Krishna consciousness, chanting, dancing, this, that. So?
Yeah, so he gets nice experience also with the knowledge. He gets like
He gets knowledge, okay.
And in that point, he don't like material things like movies, all this.
Yes, he doesn't like material things. Okay.
So he loses the taste from material things. Then he develops the taste from spirituality. So after time is go.
Okay.
So some people also renounce. Some people renounce and be brahmacharis. Or then after they renounce, and after some time also they think, okay, we renounce. So then they think, okay, we should go back again.
Okay.
We do the same thing, but it's a different way. In spiritual, with the help of spiritual knowledge, we do that thing.
So that taste slackens, and then one wants to go back to do same things.
So that thing, like
in a different way.
Yeah.
So that means your attention your consciousness had slackened. You should stop doing things in a mechanical way. That's why consciousness means being conscious. Being conscious, not just doing, okay, I'm doing for sake of doing, but I don't really have understanding why I'm doing it, neither why I should do it. So one has to keep on reminding oneself why we are doing what we are doing. And again, being conscious of time. Very, very conscious of time. How should we measure our progress in bhakti? By how we are attached to Krishna and how we are attached to Maya. That's how progress and attachment is measured. Yeah. More we are attached to Krishna, that's our progress. The more we are still attached to Maya, that's our degress. Yes.
We waste time due to lack of goal.
We waste time due to
Lack of goals.
lack of goals. So yes, we should have a goal. So many goals are there in Krishna consciousness. Primary one is we should become initiated, connected. And there's so many goals even before that. So many goals are there. Yes.
In regard to grown-up questions, so we should like have goals. Okay, so like in some one time also when goals come in, that goal has such like it's not possible to like because we have that capacity to achieve that goal. In Krishna consciousness only to achieve that goal. So in that place, I get sometimes we get higher goals, and we are not qualified to do that.
Okay, you get higher goals. Well, start with the goals that you can achieve.
But what
First, you regulate yourself. That means being steady. That means sadhana. And then be conscious again what you do. Every time remind yourself, this is why I should do this. And don't waste time. See, 9 o'clock. The day is gone today. What did you do today? What did you do today? Did you do anything that you can offer to Krishna? If not, then the day is useless. It's gone. It's finished. Krishna didn't do anything for you today. You wasted this day. And you won't get it ever again. Never again is going to be 16th January 2024, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. It's gone. It's gone. You can't have it again. It's over.
like it's this the philosophy, okay, it's good, it's nice, but
Yeah, and then if that's not good enough and nice, then Maya will come and trash you on the head. Then that's going to be a very bad experience. But don't wait for that. Don't wait for that. Maya will, embrace you very nicely. Yes, yes, come. Come. And we will make nice music together. And we will dance together. And you can dance all the way to hell. And even then you can keep on dancing, but under different rhythm. Different rhythms nowadays. Yes, fast, last.
Prabhuji, basically teaching the spiritual thing. No one teaching childhood time, teenager, teacher.
Yes, nobody's teaching us this. So,
But now I learned this spiritual
but now you learn. Now you read Srimad Bhagavatam, and then you will learn.
Past impression taken every time.
Yeah, but past impressions. So don't fuel them. Don't fuel the past impression. Now impress spiritual impressions.
Basically, last Bhagavatam lecture you said save yourself 20 years, 40 years.
Yeah, yeah.
How was it?
Huh?
How was it? 20 years, 40 years.
24. It's,
20, 40. Last example, last lecture Bhagavatam. You mentioned also the thing,
I can't hear you, bro.
like you mentioned also last lecture,
I mentioned in last lecture what?
I don't know how to control man.
Women know how to control men. Yes.
You give the example of founder.
Give example of what?
Founder.
Fountain. Okay. So,
How was it? Save.
how what?
How will he save himself?
Save.
How what?
How will he save himself?
How will you save yourself? You will save yourself if you shave yourself. Okay, so Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.